Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I love getting online with you guys. It really is one of the favorite parts of my week and where I just feel so inspired to share and to be able to support. And I love your messages everywhere. So drop a note where you are coming in from. Let me know. And of course, I will be checking the chat for whatever questions you might have. If you're catching the replay, drop hashtag replay. So I'm Almira. They call me the six-figure media queen. I've been in PR for 25 years now, and I've been running my own businesses for, it always sounds so scary. Like I say, every time it sounds so scary and big to say the numbers. I just don't know where the time has flown. But I've been running my own businesses for the past 15 years, actually more than that. And so I started consulting and grew my businesses from just myself as a freelancer to small consulting practices with a few contractors working with me and for me. And then I grew it into a PR agency. I had a business partner at the time, and we had a PR and social media agency called Jive PR and Digital. And when we first started, the business was supposed to be her and I, and if we were successful, maybe a part-timer and a part-time publicist. And you know what? We got so busy that first month that we had to hire 4 contractors, and the business just grew and grew. And we grew it to multiple offices across North America with over 40 employees. And then, of course, we had contractors to be able to support on large projects. And I ran the consumer and brand division and corporate. My clients were amazing. Flight Center, Boys and Girls Club, major telecoms, major food and drink chains, Molson, which is in Canada, it's our national beer company. So awesome. And then her expertise was in film and entertainment. So we did a lot of stuff on like all the film festivals, TIFF, Whistler Film Festival. We did stuff for Sundance. It was awesome. And so I did an exit in 2018. I sold the business to her. And now I'm running my dream version of a PR agency in that I have high level contractors. We all work very strategically and on a high level. And I work with CEOs and executives to build their own personal thought leadership brand as well as the PR for the company. And then, of course, I do business and visibility coaching, and that's why they call me the six-figure media queen. I've built businesses from $0 to multiple 6 and 7 figures, and so I'm here to support, like your older sister who knows how to do it. And I'm so passionate about this. One, helping women grow and scale their businesses in their dream business with the support of somebody who's already done it, and then combined with the visibility piece, because I do believe women need to be more visible, and visibility also helps you grow and scale, right? People read about you, they hear about you. And when you're in those soul aligned places being visible, it attracts and calls in those aligned clients. And so going back to it, I'm so passionate about helping female entrepreneurs. And I have my coaching program because this is what I wish that I had in order to grow my business. I actually ended up being able to grow my business through Entrepreneurs Organization, a global organization for entrepreneurs. You have to have a minimum $1 million US revenue business in order to join EO, but they also have an accelerator program where you need to have a minimum 250,000. And the idea is that in 2 years, they grow you to $1 million. I got my business myself up to almost $500,000, and then I joined EO and we got it up to $1 million. So there was not a lot of coaches out there who could even, or at the time, like when I started this is like 15 years ago, to grow you from that zero revenue up to 500,000. And that's exactly what I love to teach. I love playing in this space. It's so much fun. You absolutely can have your dream business that is full of ease, grace, and flow, and it's fun. And if you like your business, but you want to do your business, but it's not fun, you're stuck in the weeds, like there's systems, there's so much ease to be able to do it. This is what I'm here to do to help. And in fact, I'm doing my Wild Yes mini series next week, 3 days, an hour a day, putting together like that dream business, that vision. What does it look like? What do you want? And then giving it some structure, like building in profitability and paying yourself from the beginning, systems so that you have more time, and then visibility. I'm going to put the link for Wild Yes in the replays if you want to join. Would love to see you. It starts on Tuesday. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so November 8th to the 10th. But I'm so passionate about women having wildly successful businesses because I do believe that we need to get even more economically empowered. We need to be visible. We need to have more money in order to fuel the life of our dreams, to be able to change the lives of ourselves, our families, our children, our communities, and then the world. We know, and we've seen it so many times, that when money comes into a woman's hand, she is more empowered, and also she is the one who creates change. Now, I want to make something clear. I absolutely believe in all of the amazing things that men do, and especially like opportunities for young boys. I'm a boy mom. I want to see what different opportunities exist for little boys as they grow up into men, right? And, it saddens my heart that there's so many amazing educational opportunities for girls now and, throughout the developed world, but it's actually not improved the education system for young boys. So in a lot of countries, like they're going to the free schools provided by like dictator governments or terrorist organizations. I hate to say it, like that is the reality of what's happening, is that the boys are getting a less than education. So my dream and about the world is that elevating women, so all the children get all the incredible opportunities, so that we have a world of peace and without poverty, without hunger. This is my why about why I want to see women be wildly successful. We get to fuel our lives and our dreams and have so much choice and be able to change. Anyways, that's my soapbox about making women wildly successful in what I do. This is my purpose. So I've got some points that I'm just referring to make sure that I get them. So here we go. So today we're talking about charging your worth and what the secrets are. So it is definitely about establishing what is your price. How much is it that you're going to charge as a coach, as a service provider? Maybe you might have an agency like mine. What are our retainer rates? And using my own experience of my agency, I charge based on my value and outcomes. It used to be like, in my mind, it was like, okay, so this is how many hours it takes to do something in my agency to be able to deliver the right public relations and social media for my clients. This is how many hours it takes. And then we would bill accordingly. So my rate is $300 an hour. A different senior person might be $250 an hour, and then like going down the ladder, right? That's the agency model, is that each company level, I guess, person who works for you has a rate attached to them. And then you scope out how many hours of senior to junior, what that costs. And then, of course, you build your profit in, as well as a buffer on their time, by the way, in case it does take longer. And then you build their time, the buffer, and some profit, and of course, covering the business expenses, right? So that's how you get to the retainer. But what I was realizing in working with my own coach is that I wasn't adding in my value or my numbers of years of experience or the fact that I am a great client manager, right? That's why my clients love coming to me, because I'm an amazing client manager, and I'm very strategic. Excuse me. I'm just going to have a sip of water here. These are my new copper. I've got copper water bottles and cups because it is actually best to drink your water from copper. I'm very into health and Ayurveda. And I could talk about Ayurveda in a whole other live. It is a 5,000-year-old medical science system from India, which is all about prevention and treating your body amazingly, so that actually you're not having to fix things later. This is the prevention and having amazing health in the beginning. Anyways, I digress. So going back to charging your clients, it's about your worth and your experience and building in your time. And if you're a freelancer or a service provider and you're billing your clients for your work, are you including the account management time in there, your knowledge of the industry? Like, this is how you actually build your rates, okay? So often women minimize, or if you're a freelancer or a service provider, like your client delivery, it's not just something that you do as part of your job or something. Like, that is actually what you need to be charging for, your brain power and your operating power, as well as what it is that you're actually delivering to the client. If you're a graphic designer, for example, you're not just charging for the graphic itself, you're charging for the expertise. There's that old story that I love, whether or not it's real, I don't know, but it is about somebody who had some appliance break in their house. And so they called in, it was a toilet. And so they called in a plumber, and the plumber came in, just like adjusted some stuff and was done in 7 minutes and charged the full fee. And the homeowner said, but you've only done 7 minutes of work. And the plumber said, yeah, I charge my full fee because I knew exactly what to do. I've got 20 years of experience, and I fixed your toilet issue in 7 minutes. You could have called the guy who was cheaper, and it would have taken him maybe 2 hours. You would have paid more money. You were paying for expertise. So this is something to be holding in the price that you charge, is your expertise, your talent. One of my girlfriends is the most incredible interior designer. Like, she's amazing, and she's going to do my dream house. She needs to charge for her talent in that case, right? If you're a graphic designer or even a service provider, I'm in PR, I charge for my talent. That needs to be included. And your knowledge, it all needs to be included in your pricing, okay? So you need an offer that feels in alignment with your greater vision and dream life. If you, I hope we all feel like we want to be millionaires, we need to be able to build that into our pricing. You know, you're not going to become a millionaire by having just a whole bunch of mini series at $33. Those are great and they're amazing. I love them. I'm doing one myself next week. Although the price has now gone up to $333, but I would love to have you join. And so in that case, you know, I'm charging for my time, my talent as I do these things. But going back to it is that you're not just going to become a millionaire from charging $33, right? You need to be alignment and feeling and charging in alignment with the greater vision and dream life that you have. Do you want to own a plane? You're going to have to charge for it, right? And you need to be good and comfortable enough and do the internal abundance and work to be able to feel comfortable charging those prices, because it's not just about what goes on in our head. Like, yeah, of course I want to charge $1,000 an hour, but our nervous systems are not necessarily comfortable with that, right? Because our bodies and our nervous systems are designed to keep us safe, which is so funny that our bodies, to a certain degree, and even our minds, are still from the Neanderthal times when we were out hunting, gathering, and might come across like a big woolly mammoth who could charge at us, or a tiger, right? We still fight, freeze, fawn is the other. There's three things that we do: fight and flight, essentially, right? So we are still designed like that, and our selves, our minds, they want to keep us safe and protected. And your body might be screaming when you're like, yes, I want to charge $1,000. You need to be able to get used to it, okay? So again, going back to it is that you need to feel in alignment with your greater vision and dream life. So what is it that you need to be charging in order for that to be sustainable? If part of your dream life is having more time, then you have a VA who will do some admin work or marketing work, whatever it might be. You need to be charging for their time as well. You need to figure that out. You need to include that into your costs and fees and what you're charging, and including your talents, your and feeling comfortable with it, and your abundance mentality. There's quite a few things that go into it. You then need to be able to receive it. And this is the part about our nervous system and our mindset, the game of it, right? Is that we all say, like, of course I could receive $1,000,000. But there's a reason why people, when they win the lottery, usually lose everything within 2 years. They have no idea how to receive it. They don't have a strong internal container or money management skills. That's a big one. Like, they just see all this money and actually they have no idea what to do with it because they've never even practiced holding it. You know, if you sit in meditation and you're like, okay, I want to feel like a millionaire, like, what does that feel like? What is the abundance feelings that it brings up? Do you, when you sit in like quiet and silence, do you all of a sudden like, oh, I actually feel really scared with that amount of money? Or do I trust myself with that amount of money? Do I trust myself to be able to hold on to that money? Right? Again, some work. There's work, and definitely drop a note, because I would love to know if you want to do more of these energetic practices or learning in future lives. Please drop a note in the comments. Give me feedback. What is it that you would like to hear, right? And to learn about. Then you also need to feel excited about what you're offering. I get so many inquiries on my PR agency side, but I have a very, very specific client. And I want to be able to work with the president slash CEO that I can build their brand and their executive thought leadership as well as the PR of the company. If they are perhaps a marketing manager that doesn't get to have full scope or capability to be able to grow a vision and a brand, that's not actually the right client for me, because I actually can't do my best work unless I'm able to work with the highest level on their thought leadership and what their vision is for the company, because they're the ones who are actually the rainmakers and the change makers. Or if I get a client who just wants our team to do just PR, so getting them into the media, that actually bores me. I don't want to just do that, and I don't even want to compete on that. There's enough PR agencies out there who are amazing experts at what they do. I let them go. It's not where I want to do it. I'm not excited by just doing just PR. I'm very excited in my coaching business about coaching women to grow and scale their businesses and to get more visible. So I teach them how to do their own PR, but I'm just not excited if a client is coming to me and says, just please do PR. So I'm not excited about that offer. If you're not excited, don't do it. Your body and your mind will tell you. You also need to increase the value that you provide with your offer. And so information is just information. You want to be selling transformation and change. So it's all great and all that you're sharing some information, but people are not going to pay a lot for it, but they will pay for transformation and they will pay for change. So what is the value that you're offering? Are you offering a proven system or a quick 3-step method? What is the value? Okay. And that also is something that should come up in your copy, in your marketing copy, your Instagram lives or videos or TikToks, whatever you're doing. Those should all be in there so that you show the value and value of your knowledge, your expertise, right? If you are a baker and you make the world's best bread, you should be charging more for the world's best bread, right? That everybody is saying your bread is delicious, you charge for that. That goes to value as well. What is it that you're bringing to the table? Drop a 1 if you're with me. I've kind of been going over a lot here in terms of the topics. Oh, here we go. Hi, Lucia. Nice to see you. Thank you for sharing. My price includes my talent and my knowledge. My nervous system just had this challenge, felt sick and had a headache. Yeah, your body, it's funny, like it feels like our bodies just want to sabotage us, or they can't keep up with us, or they just start screaming at us. You got to listen to it. If you feel like your body is screaming, the best thing you can do is to stop the doing and just be. I actually got a grounding mat the other day. I live in Vancouver, which is in the middle of nature, so it's ironic that I have a grounding mat. But it rains so much that the idea behind grounding, by the way, is that you spend at least 10 minutes a day with your feet on the earth, okay? And also in nature. But it just rains so much in Vancouver at this time of year, or then it just gets like gross and dark, that I actually would stand in the pouring rain, which I really don't want to. So I got a grounding mat. You connect it into the earth, and you do it inside your home. And I just feel like it grounds me, and it really helps with my nervous system in settling any emotions or any big things that I'm experiencing. Or I just brought in a huge client on my agency side for a lot of money. And I needed to make sure that I felt really grounded and that my nervous system was capable of being able to hold that much money. It's a work in progress, my friends. If you're interested, a book about your nervous system and also what happens when you upper limit, there's a book by the author Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. And it talks about these leaps that we do as we charge more or do bigger services and do bigger things. Our bodies and our minds actually take us back a step and almost sabotage us because it's not ready to believe it. Like, there's work to be done around this. And I know I'm touching at this stuff at a high level. It is just a brief Facebook Live, but these are the things that you actually want to be incorporating in. And also, if you want some coaching, great, Lucia, I'm so glad that you're with me because, like I said, I've been talking about a lot of stuff here. But if you want some coaching around this is exactly what I do in my program, Six Figure Media Queen. And there's group coaching as well as private coaching. So the other points that I wanted to note is that charging more is about your worth. If you don't feel like you're bringing any value, or that, we as women, there's self-esteem issues or there are confidence issues, or we minimize ourselves. When you have that stuff, you're not going to charge your worth and you're not going to feel comfortable charging your worth. You also might give a price to a client and then take less because, especially in the coaching world, I do find that people are not necessarily able to afford or have the funds yet to be able to pay for coaching, so we can tend to negotiate. But when you negotiate, you're telling the universe that you're settling. If you're taking a lesser amount, you're devaluing your worth, you're minimizing your impact. Like, you are literally doing all this stuff to yourself and then putting out that energy and telling the universe that you will take less. So you shouldn't. You want to hold that energetic boundary about the amount that you'll take. And it's also having some energy and vibes about desperation, right? So again, what does that say? You need to hold your pricing, and that attracts those soul-aligned dream clients, because otherwise also you're just not going to be happy being able to work with the clients. You're always going to have a bit of like, oh, well, I settled on my pricing. Again, what energy does that bring? Does that help you bring your game to the client? It doesn't even help the client when you lower your pricing. And so, when people really want coaching or something, you've heard all the other coaches say it, people will find a way and they will find the money, right? And if they say they can't do it, they're not your client or aligned client yet. That's something to understand. And like, I get it. You know, when you're first starting your business, you want the clients, okay? Like, we all just want cash flowing in. But maybe it is about offering very specific set payment terms. That helps your client. Lowering your prices does not help your client. And this is how you get to charge your worth, okay? Drop a 2 if you're still with me. We talked about holding your boundaries. Like, this is your price. This is what it is. Yes, Lucia. Gay Hendricks. Hendricks. Here we go. I'm just going to put it in the chat. Gay Hendricks. And yes, it is The Big Leap. 2. Perfect. Oh, why is it not doing this? No. Sorry, it's getting somebody else's name in here. That's it. Okay, cool. Anytime, always happy to share openly. That is what I'm all about. Holding boundaries. This is your price. Okay, that boundary. Think of it like this. You would never allow somebody to argue with your contract or your payment terms, or you would never allow your boss to be like, hey, can I pay you less salary than I initially offered you? You never would. So why are you doing it in your clients or your business that you own? You are the CEO, okay? You know, I always had this thing about like, oh, the CEO is like a billionaire of some massive company that qualifies them to be the CEO or like a Fortune 500 company. No, I'm a CEO too. I have multiple businesses with multiple teams and project managers and what is the equivalent of chiefs of staff. Like, they run my businesses. A lot of the stuff on my coaching business, it is my incredible business manager who actually just tells me what to do, which is what I need. This is how I manage to have multiple businesses and to be able to run them efficiently and properly and profitably, okay? Because I've got the systems built in. Now, that was my vision. It may not be yours, and this is what I talk about for Wild Yes, is building a business in your vision, in your dreams. What is it? How much is it going to cost? What does it feel like? What does it look like? Okay? Drop a 3 if you're with me. Right. Here's one point that I wanted to bring up going back to pricing. You would never argue with a doctor or a dentist about their pricing. So, and like negotiate. So why would you let somebody negotiate with you? Now, there is something to be said for on the company side, if you have a business, sorry, if you have a job, then you're being offered a job, like, yes, negotiate that salary. And you may have to back down from your highest number to find some middle ground. But then when you find that middle ground, you can always say that after the 3-month probation, I'd like to discuss a salary raise that's more in line with like XYZ. Okay. So that's when the negotiation could happen on the salary side. But on the coaching side or service provider, whatever it might be, once you've built that pricing, that is your pricing. Yeah, okay, I'll be honest, there's some exceptions. Like, if there is a client who is like, you know that they're going to be an amazing long-term client and you just want to get them in, that's where you could lower your pricing a little bit to encourage that, but then letting them know that this will be the introduction price for a set amount of time because you see the longer term value and potential to work with them. But note that our prices would be rising at that time. Okay, so you've set the energetic boundary and the expectation for it. Understand? And I'm talking about that more on like an agency side or a service provider side, something like that. Okay, I wouldn't advise it as a coach, to be honest with you, because that is your pricing. If you are a brand new coach who's starting out, well, maybe you don't have the years of experience that you could charge the massive price that you'd like to, but where are you starting at that has your value and experience? Okay, we don't get to charge $1 million from day one. I would love to. But where are you starting at day one and year one? What is that set point, and that you're not devaluing it? And then you can increase it from there. Think of it like a ladder. But we want to go up the ladder. We want to go down the ladder. If you feel like you're going down the ladder, have different payment terms. Okay, 3, great. So glad. Love all the engagement. And the other thing that helps you be able to charge more money is testimonials, your social media and your marketing. And also by getting media coverage, podcast interviews, writing articles, being interviewed by the media, you get to put their logos on your website. So testimonials, which is your clients showing how amazing you are. And if you're just starting out and you don't have a testimonial, but you've done similar work, or you previously had a corporate job where you've done the work, get the testimonial from somebody else. You can also use your previous work experiences to talk about the changes that you've made or the results that you've had in your social media, because those are absolutely relational to it. Okay. So don't outright lie. Please don't, because that doesn't serve anybody. If you're outright lying and making stuff up, people are going to find out. They're going to see through you, and they're going to wonder like why their results weren't like anybody else's. We all have comparisonitis, so please don't lie. The testimonials and the media coverage logos allow you to charge more money because it's third party credibility. Think of them as your reviews. Whenever I'm buying a product on Amazon, I'm always checking the reviews. I will not buy anything without checking out reviews, which is why testimonials and media logos are so important, because it's third party credibility. Okay, I've talked a lot. We've gone over from energetic practices, mindset, value, experience. Like, it is a lot of things in that container that go down to charging your worth and how do you actually price yourself. Whatever questions you have, let me know. If I've touched on any smaller topics that you'd want to learn about in like a drop-in training or one of my Facebook Lives, please do let me know. And I'm going to push wild yes once again. So first of all, actually, let's take it a step back. If you are looking for one-on-one business and visibility coaching, the customized one, I offer that, as well as group coaching. And that one's always going on the group coaching side of it. I'm actually revealing a group coaching offer next week. So you got to be part of Wild Yes to learn about it. And Wild Yes, 3-day mini series. We're going to tackle a lot of this. We're going to design your dream business, grow it, structure it, learn about the systems, how to be the CEO and the boss, and how to run your team, as well as visibility. So if you're not already in it, you definitely want. Awesome. I'm just going to check for any last questions. Oh, we're good. If you have any questions in the replay, comments, drop a note, and I'll catch you next Thursday, or I'll catch you on Tuesday starting Wild Yes. Bye.